But not so on the Speedway. The up-and-coming race car driver is taking the track by storm. Age isn't everything. Little lead foot with a big surprise. Who's under that helmet? You'll meet that driver next. Year-old student on the honor roll and is taking the racing world by storm, the youngest driver to compete in the Formula BMW race series. She's also the only girl to compete. That is a surprise. She doesn't even have her driver's license. She won't get it until November. Julia Landauer is that race car driver, and she's with us now in the studio. Julia, good to see you. Okay, I love fast cars. How fast do you go?
In my Formula BMW, my top speed has been 140 miles an hour.
All right, what is that like?
It's so exhilarating. It's so fast. When you're actually going that fast, you don't feel it. It's when you have to start braking to go into the corner, you realize how fast you're going.
Well, how do your parents feel about this, and how do you feel about it? It's got to be, you got to have a lot of courage to do that. It's got to be dangerous. Are you nervous?
No, not really, because you know in the back of your mind that you could crash, but you really can't drive that way. Otherwise, you'll never drive the limit.
And you've probably seen people crash when you're on the track?
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of nasty crashes, which it's really reassuring to see them come out walking, and you know that the cars are just incredibly safe.
Yeah, I bet. What does your dad, what does your mom say?
Well, my parents are both very supportive. My mom and dad both. My mom accompanies me to some races and my dad to others, and they don't fear either, so.
All right, the interesting thing is that, which I didn't know, and maybe this is typical, you started in go-karts. That was your first league, basically. Is that how drivers start usually?
Yes, that's how most drivers start, as young as 8 years old. I started when I was 10, but that's really the training ground.
And what was it, your dad bought you and your brothers and sisters a couple of go-karts and said go for it?
My sister and I originally got a really old caged go-kart, and we drove around our driveway, and then he moved me and my sister to go-karts at a track called Oakland Valley Race Park in Cutterbackville, New York, and then my brother got into it, and it became a big family sport. So
how did they know you're good? Like, what makes you good when you're in a go-kart? How can they tell you're better than the guys next to you?
By results. If you're winning, then you're obviously the best. And by the time I was 12, I had won a championship at my go-kart track, and then I moved to national races, and I've been winning there. So
there's nothing that would prevent a girl necessarily from being good. It just
no, you just have to fight against the stereotypes, and that's really the main thing holding everyone back.
What do the guys say? And they are all other guys in this BMW series.
My competitors are pretty good about it. I don't get a lot of crap from them, but I've actually gotten some from other dads who are like, girls are supposed to be nice, you're not supposed to bump, you're not supposed to be aggressive. And
they actually say that to you?
They've said that to me.
What do you say back to them?
Well, I was a little shocked at first, but I said, well, I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to win races. So that's really the response I have to have.
And I bet your dad has a few words for those dads too, right? They probably can't be repeated, right?
No, they're not going to be repeated.
Are you tired of everybody asking you the questions about Danica Patrick? Because she's, you know, as we know in this country anyway, the most famous female.
Yeah, no, I completely respect her for what she's done. She really broke through the glass ceiling, and I'm very happy for her. And I hope to do my way a little differently. I'd like to end up in a different series, but
you hope to end up Formula One?
Formula One would be a dream come true.
And that you could, and how many years will it take you to get there? That's your career
Well,
path.
There's a 19-year-old who just did a race, Sebastian Vettel, and so that's the youngest really, but typically early 20s would be a great place to start.
All right, are you already getting requests for endorsements, sponsorships, that kind of stuff at 15?
Not so much yet. We're really looking for them. I had an article in the New York Times which really helped spark things, and I've been getting the biggest thing is requests from other teams to drive for them, which has been really great.
Okay, last question for you, Julia. I understand that your little brother and sister also are still in those go-karts. Are you going to have some people following your footsteps, or your?
I hope so. I'd love to see my sister and brother do well. I mean, as I said, it's a whole family sport, and I mean, I still race go-karts also, and it'd just be great to see us all succeed.
All right, best of luck to you, Julia Landauer. And tell those boys where to go. I know you will. Thanks, Julia. We'll replace the road.